What's good, you guys? Cali Green 2 Fresh, Carnival Spirits. Check that hashtag, Ninjas in Action. I got a very special edition of In the Tunnels today. On the phone is Geno from Dark Half. What's up, man?
Hey, what's good, brother?
Just chilling, man. So, thank you so much for doing this interview, I gotta say.
Yeah, man, of course, anytime, bro. Pleasure to be here. Thankful you had me.
Well, hell yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in this. So, for those motherfuckers out there sleeping under a rock, why don't you let them know who the fuck you are, what you do, and tell us about your cult.
For sure, I'm Geno Cultshit. I'm a 26-year-old artist from Wisconsin. I probably started out, I think I was about 18 years old doing this music, and I came up in a group called Dark Half. That's been taken off as of recently, and basically the whole cult shit movement, and all that is just basically a bunch of people that I run with and do the music with, so to speak, and just something that there's an idea to do it back in the day to try to maybe do something different in the underground. I tried doing cult music.
Well, you guys are really big, I know, up there in Wisconsin. You guys are constantly giving back to your fans, and you got your own little cult following. Why don't you tell us about the Wicked Wisco?
Wicked Wisconsin was something that was, oh man, it's been years. When we first started out, we got approached by a guy named Rick Dog, and he was putting together a bunch of underground artists that were going to be just like an affiliate Wisconsin movement that would work together and stuff like that and throw shows. And we were doing Wicked Wisconsin shows. I was out there, 18 years old doing, fucking bar shows and all sorts of crazy shit. But we had a movement way back then. The movement's probably lessened in size as of recently, but it's still going pretty strong though.
Well, hell yeah, man. Let it be known you guys are signed actually to LSP, one of the, staples actually of the whole, company, I gotta say, like the record label. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, how you got hooked up with Scum and the label?
It was way back. I had met Damien, and we had started making music, and he had recently did a track with Scum, and had Scum come out for a show. So Seville, at the time, which was his business partner, which rest in peace, he did a track. He brought Scum down. They had done a track, and then Seville had expressed interest in making LSP Midwest. And when he passed away, D was on that roster for that, so Scum decided to sign D. D then went and was like, well, sign Dark Half. And the other guy that actually was in Dark Half at the time had just dropped off the actual out of the group. So D, I don't know, Scum was basically trying to take D, then D was like, sign Dark Half, and it was kind of a back and forth thing, and then eventually we got our foot in the door, and that's basically history in the making from there.
So that song you're talking about, was it the Maniacs, or what was it back in those days?
Yeah, it would be the first EP. It would be the Dark Half self-titled EP. That was actually a friend, because back in the day, D was doing solo music. He was a solo artist, and he had an idea for a group called Dark Half, and Dark Half was me and my buddy Pete, also known as Gage, out of Kenosha. And D was doing solo work. So, and then we had the group Dark Half. So you had Insane D, and then you had Dark Half. And then we decided we were going to do an EP, and then the Dark Half was actually 3 people at first. So we went and did the EP actually at Ben Cassica's house, which is the guitar player from Skillet. And we did the EP over there at his house, and then a little bit later on, my buddy Pete was like, well, I kind of want to do my solo thing, and we were kind of like, oh, no, let's keep it in the group. And he's like, no, you really want to do a solo career and pursue that. So he ended up leaving the group, and then basically started writing for chapters. When he left, that's when we kind of got signed by LSP.
Well,
kind of left at probably like the wrong time to leave, I guess, but
not the greatest time to leave, right before you guys.
It's pretty bad timing.
I would definitely say so. I mean, you guys are huge in the underground, done numerous tours at this point, which not even a lot of people can keep up with touring. You know, you guys keep up with your touring. LSP's got, you know, the merch game on lock, so yeah. Kind of sucks for him.
Yeah. I mean, I still talk to the dude. He's cool. He's a cool guy.
So, let it be known you're actually in the works of a collab album with Liquid Assassin.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Liquid had hit me up a couple times. I mean, we kind of brought it back to where we were both at the gathering one time, and I think I was just out of my mind, fucking high. I don't know what the fuck I was high on, but I was just walking and wandering around. I guess we had talked for like 2 hours about. He's like, you tell me like, you don't remember talking to me at the gathering? I was like, no, man. I guess we were wandering around back then. He said something about wanting to do a collab record with me, and my dumb ass kind of was just fucking, whatever. You know, the gathering, dude. You're fucking high as shit, doing whatever the fuck you want. I got naked and humped a couple cars and shit. It was a fucking gnarly ass year that year, and he expressed it back then. And then after the last tour, he had brought it back up, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely down to do the collab album with him. And I actually already flew out to Denver. We wrote the whole thing, and it's actually already done. I have one more verse to record, then send it out, and it's out to be mixed and mastered and shit.
Well, hell yeah. Can you at all reveal a title and release date?
I can't reveal a title or a release date. I can reveal that it's gonna be an awesome album. I really enjoyed making it.
Well, hell yeah. I look forward to that. So, in addition to that project, you also got some solos in the work. I know you're talking about doing like a rock EP and some other shit. So why don't you tell us what's going on with your solo?
No, right now I'm in the works on my solo record. I don't really know what to call it. I'm about 2 songs into it right now. I'm just gonna do an EP, like a rap EP, kind of. I guess along the lanes of what I do, with the rapping and singing thing, and then I'm gonna actually write a rock EP where I'm gonna sit down with an actual band and come up with some stuff. So I'm kind of doing keeping it in both worlds. I mean, I'm honestly really excited for the rock one, considering that's where I kind of started out at in my career, but I never really got the chance to do something like that. So right now I'm just working on the rap EP, and then once the rap EP's all wrapped up, I'm gonna jump into the rock one.
Hell yeah! Sounds like you got a busy year ahead of you.
Yeah, dude, I write. I literally get up and I write every day. If I'm not doing a collab, I'm writing for something of mine, or if I'm not writing for something of mine, I'm doing a collab, or just whatever it is with music, man. I'm really taking my age at this point seriously. So I'm grinding as heavy as I can until I hit 30, and hoping to be on the road to success, and pretty close to the destination by that time.
Well, hell yeah, and let it be known that you're recently coming out, letting people know that you have had an addiction problem.
Yes.
And you're taking all of that and you're putting it into music. Why don't you tell us about that and, the perception, that, people are giving towards you for it? How are the fans taking it? And how has it helped you?
No, I mean, recently, I came out about my heroin addiction, and I think I told everybody on the basis of just I just wanted to keep it real as possible with fans. I mean, if I would have hit it, I wouldn't have done any help for anybody else that was struggling with drugs or something like that. I'm trying to be a positive influence. As far as the stigma goes with heroin or any other heavy drug or opiate or something like that, yeah, you do get the people that are going to be like, oh, he's a fucking junkie or whatever. I mean, people like that can suck my dick. I mean, I don't really need those kind of people in my life or even listening to my fucking music. I mean, if you're going to be ignorant enough to judge somebody on having a problem, then honestly, that's not something I would even want to know, or let alone have listened to my fucking music. But you got that side of it. But as far as the fans go, honestly, I love my fans, man. I mean, I feel like I let them know about it, and they started supporting me even heavier. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were like, you fuck up, and no, they weren't like that. They were more, if anything, and maybe I think it kind of brought the fan base a little closer. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, I've had, my struggles in the past. I was heavy into psychedelics, and I could not say no for a while there to, a hit of X or whatever the case being,
Right.
whatever was around. So, it's really, I took my shit, that I had going on, and I put it into Carnival Spirits.
Right.
We've been doing this for 4 years now, and it's really fucking helped me. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to, take that negative and put it into something positive, which I think you're doing a good job of.
Yeah, my other biggest message would be just even with people that are struggling with drug use and stuff like that, just to know you're not alone, and for the people that even feel like judging people like that or being in that like type of mindset about it, it's just not to be hypocritical about it, because I think anybody in this life struggles with something. You know what I mean? And there's so many different ways that you can mask pain. You know what I mean? There's so many different. You could have tons of different outlets. I mean, there's positive ones, and if you're a person like me, I've never claimed to be perfect at all. I honestly mask my pain with using drugs, and something I'm currently still struggling with, but pulling myself out of.
Well, hell yeah. I'm glad that, you have, made the fans aware, you've made your friends aware, and, I'm just happy for you that, people are seeing it in a more positive manner, that, you are wanting to be open with it, for the fact that you're letting people know I do have a problem, I've had a problem, I want to overcome it. So,
Right.
More power to you for
I
that.
do this music for my fans, man. That's why I let everybody into it. I mean, if I was a politically correct businessman or whatever you want to call me, I probably never would have let this out. You know what I mean? That wouldn't have been the smartest thing to do. But once again, I don't make music for other artists or other businessmen. I make music for my fans. I make music for myself. So honestly, I mean, the biggest thing for me is like, my fans' opinions. You know what I mean? My fans count to me. My fans' opinion matter to me, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are buying my records and supporting me. Without the fans, I'm absolutely nothing. I understand that. I mean, it's the whole, the cult movement or the cult crew. I mean, half of these kids are out there working just as hard as I am, towards a dream. Something that just came up, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I really respect my fans, man.
Well, hell yeah. And speaking of the fans, let it be known that a lot of people that do follow the cult crew movement are also Juggalos. So, with that being said, you've played many gatherings. You've worked with, like some tunnel runners and shit, like King Gordy. What was your first real Juggalo experience? Because there's a difference between,
When I met Insane D, that was my first Juggalo experience. I really didn't even know what a Juggalo was.
Hell yeah.
D, the other guy in Dark Half, was a huge Juggalo. He was always really down. He started bringing me around a bunch of the shows, and honestly, I didn't even do it at the time. I didn't even know what a Juggalo was. I was like, what's going on? Like, I grew up in Kenosha, which is kind of more of like a punk rock city. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I knew they smelled like punk rockers. That was my first impression. You know what I mean? I'm like, it smells different in here. Seriously, I was like, it smells different in here. Okay, it smells kind of punk rock, whatever. Teen Spirit, but I mean, after that, I started getting more and more into it. So it was a different transition, and going in from the music, I never was a Juggalo. You know what I mean? I always had respect for Juggalos. I don't know if they call it much clown love. I have a lot of clown love, but I never myself was a Juggalo. So I came from a totally different area when making this music. You know what I mean? I came from bands like Tool, Seether, Stained, fucking Cold, Chevelle. Like all these different alternative, depressing sounding, groups and stuff like that, man. So when I got into the music scene, I had no clue what a Juggalo was, man.
So on that subject,
I had no idea how thick the movement was. I didn't know people painted their faces. It was it's mind blowing, man.
Yeah, it's a totally different, experience. I grew up, going to like a lot of punk rock shows, a lot of metal shows, but then, I also was going to Juggalo shows, and it's like you said, there's that smell. It's like, smells like,
dog,
it's got that punk smell, that grungy
different
smell.
smell. but I just didn't expect it with a rap scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not something you would. So you could already tell it's an alternative to the rap genre in that sense. Yeah, man, shit, put some acts on. I catch myself flipping up now too. I'm just like, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Hour for like a fucking week and fucking throwing fucking pennies at strippers and all sorts of dumb shit, man. So yeah, I guess it's an addicting. I don't know, it's an addicting lifestyle. But yeah, I never really. I didn't really know what a juggalo was until I met D. But I'm down, bro. I'm down with the clown, man.
Well, hell yeah, man. That's awesome to hear about that. So, let's talk a little bit about.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna switch it up a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about, music that inspires you, because like you said, you aren't a juggalo, but you are widely received in the juggalo world. So what's some shit that you're into? Because that's what we're about over here at Carnival Spirits. We're about, promoting the artists that we're down with and what they're about. So what inspires you?
What inspires me the most is, I don't know, you mean like band wise? Or what inspires my music?
Both.
Well, music wise, like I said, I grow like a lot of Tool, Spell, Seether, bands like that. I still go back and dabble into it. Since I've been making a lot of music on my own, I honestly rarely listen to new music, and if I do, maybe I'll turn the radio on for a little bit and kind of see what the sounding like or changing like over time. You know what I mean? Because I think everything does have a kind of sound structure or follows a theme after a while, especially in the mainstream. Like right now, it seems like it's a lot of dance and all that other stuff, or what was that? Dubstep was big for a little bit, so I like to always kind of try to stay relevant and see what kids are listening to type shit. But yeah, as far as where I came from, it was like more like Nirvana, fucking Seether, Green Day, just all those like kind of post grunge alternative bands. And as far as what inspires me music wise is personal trials in my life and pain. I mean, honestly, I take all the suffering, all the shit that I go through, and I write about it. And I think a lot of artists do that, but by all means, I might extend the truth on a lot of my music by a little bit. I mean, it's not somewhere where I'm completely like going out of my way to write something that's like like completely made up. You know what I mean? I usually write from the heart. So I mean, there's always a lot of truth in what I try to put out, or a message that I try to convey. That's why I kind of do music, is not just to make myself feel better, but hopefully convey a message that's gonna help other people feel better.
Well, hell yeah! I know your music it's helped me. Graveyard Blues. As soon as I got that album, I mean, it stayed on repeat for months upon months. I still go back to it. Yeah, I still go back to it. And it's the shit. It's really helped me, I gotta say.
I literally wrote that album started writing that album like 2 months after my dad died, so that's always going to be a really personal and close to my heart record. So yeah, definitely one of my more favorite albums, definitely because of that.
So on the subject of Dark Half, you got this Liquid Assassin collab album. You got the rock EP, the rap EP. Will we be hearing anything from Dark Half within the next, let's say year or so? Because you got a lot going on.
I can speak for myself. I mean, I'd like to. We left off on an EP that was sounding really dark and heavy, man. So I mean, I'm always down to write. I mean, as an artist, I'm always down to do work, no matter what the circumstances. So the next year or something like that. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm down. You know what I mean? I'm always down to write, bro. So I'd be up for it for sure. Yeah. We left off on an EP that was, I think we're 7 songs into a record already. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it won't be too much to pick up, where we left off on that. Keep that going when the time's right.
So there already is basically music recorded for a
Yeah,
project.
there's other music recorded for the next Dark Half project. We were going through collabs and everything like that. So I mean, when the time's right, I mean, and the time's got to be right now. I know everyone's doing their own thing right now and getting situated and doing what they have to do. But I'm sure when the time's right again, I'm sure we can pick up and get back to work and where we left off. I'm always with the music thing. I'm always optimistic. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah! And one last thing, I know you got some sort of super group that you're part of. I don't know much about it, but you want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. I put together a super group with a couple people from they're in other states too. It's just basically all I can say about it is it's going to be a super group with I think it was 5 members, and it's going to be one of the most diverse, crazy records, in my opinion, to hit the scene in a while. Sound wise, lyric wise, shock value wise, and image wise, I think it's going to be one of the a bigger scale crazy project for the underground. So I'm personally, yeah. It's gonna be one of the. It's gonna be more like a person. Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. I can't really wait to. I honestly can't wait to release the information on that. I'm actually excited for that one.
Well, hell yeah!
I'm excited for the LA record too, man. Like that fucking came out great too. So.
Hell yeah, definitely.
I got a lot of work.
Definitely got a lot going on. I mean, that's just so much shit. You got Dark Half recorded. You got the Liquid Assassin. Rock EP, Rap EP, Supergroup. I mean, that's a lot of fucking shit going on.
Yeah, dude, it's every day. Wake up, get in the studio. It's like a fucking boot camp. But I love doing it, so it's not work to me, man. I can sit there and write a song, a couple songs a day type shit, and just keep on going because I know everything I'm doing right now is paving towards my future. So I'm really excited for it, and I'm really thankful for this interview.
Well, hell yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Had a lot of fun doing this. Can we see you on tour at all? Real quick. I know.
The closest show I got coming up is going to be April 15th in Green Bay, Wisconsin with Liquid Assassin at the Eagles Club. And then on I believe it's April 18th, I'm going to be out in Worcester, Massachusetts. And you guys, can find any information from me from my Facebook, which is Geno Cultshit, or since Facebook's they're fucking Nazis now and they make you use your real name, Garrett Erskine. You can look me up on there, and I'll have everybody updated, or go through the Dark Half page alike.
Well, hell yeah, we'll make sure to get people those links. Once again, I thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this interview. It's been awesome having you here in the tunnels.
Oh yes, I love the tunnels.
That's where we're at because we're so far underground. We're in the tunnels, so.
Yeah, I made a fucking little house down here, so I appreciate all the love, guys.
Well, hell yeah, I'm Cali Green Too Fresh. Geno Cultshit. Always keep it wicked fresh. We out. Peace.
Peace. Much love and cold shit.